When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hope.
So huge clumps of this stuff has appeared all over the garden, and in this particular area loads and loads, and it looks very, very pretty. It is centaurea, which is a perennial cornflower, and there was nothing here. There was nothing here over the winter. I can't even remember whether there was a couple of leaves, so it literally has come back up from underground. And it is lovely, but it's completely in the wrong place. So I'm just leaving it just now, but my plan is to dig it up and to move it up to the back of the garden where there's a lot more bare ground that could do with decoration. And it's also nearer the beehives, not that that matters. The bees will find it if they want. But yeah, lots and lots of this. And then let's just have a look at the tulips here. Let me just get in around the other way so that the sun isn't directly in the lens. Some of them are going over now, the dark ones are going over. But look at, this is the first year obviously, and I just got loads and loads of bulbs. These are all from Farmer Gracie, and look at them all. Loads and loads and loads, still more to come, and there's the odd allium in there too. It's a hodgepodge of colour, but yeah, a great way of filling quite a large bed actually in the springtime. Hello, what are you girls doing? Hey? Found something to eat. Here's the raspberry bed. We've got each of three types of raspberry. Out we get. Edith. And they're coming on nicely. There's six summer, and 3 autumn. Don't you just love little violas? Hello. Oh, you're eating them. The girls don't come into this bit very often. Look, there's another centaurea. Come on, out you get. Also, just at the side of the polytunnel here, we've got a couple of pots of carrots. These germinated inside the polytunnel, and I've had them out for a week. This is Eskimo, coming on nicely. And this is Amsterdam forcing. A little bit more behind the Eskimo, but coming along. And I'm going to get another pot sown this weekend, I think. And I've finally built my squash bed. Sorry about my shadow. This is 6 foot squared. There's nothing in it at the moment. I've just put a couple of cloches on there just to, 1, get the cloches out of the way, and 2, just heat up those little areas of the bed, although it's all fresh compost from bought in, so it's not too cold. Just the weekend past, I finally got my veg trug planted up. So on the left here are marshmallow strawberries, never grown them before, and I bought some runners earlier on, or some bare roots I should say, earlier on in the year. And then we've got 2 types of lettuce, winter density, so the first 9 are winter density, and the next 4 are romaine ballon. all grown from seed really easily, look really good, and I'll be taking some leaves off them in the not too distant future. And just down here you'll see I've got some mustard, and this is red giant mustard. I had sown it in cells, so that's why you've got the little blocks of mustard there. Just thought I'd fill that space up. Lots happening in this growing space. The rhubarb's taken a bit of a break. It's had 3 croppings already. Sorry about the sun. The brassica bed is full at the moment, and we have in there, we have shallots, we have 4 Romanesco cauliflowers, then we've got a little row of red onions, then we've got a row of Trafalgar Brussels sprouts, a row of calabrese, and a row of purple sprouting broccoli. I suspect it might get a bit busy in there as the year goes on. Obviously the shallots and the onions will come out, but the brassicas will take over. But that's it, all netted, hopefully protected, and we'll see how that comes along. I'm really happy with my parsnips, white gem. I think every single one of them came up. I've just got this little dome cloche on it just to stop the chickens and the cat jumping in. There you can see how they're looking. Here's the other main bed in this growing area, protected with this ramshackle mesh. But you can see here it's going great guns. So we have a row of red vein spinach, a row of beetroot, can't remember the variety, let's see, it is Egyptian, Crosby's Egyptian. Then we've got a row of purple top turnip, a row of swede, a row of snowball turnip, a row of pak choy, and a row of chard Ford hook giant, is that what it's called? Ford hook giant. So I'm really pleased with this. Again, it's going to start to get a bit busy, but I will start cropping obviously things when I can. Everything's the turnip and the beetroot are multi-sown, so I'll be able to get some little ones and make space for the others. The red vein spinach is finally on the off, so I'll be able to get nice pickings of that quite soon. Strawberry bed, slowly but surely coming on. We've got some flowers. There you go, a little one there. 2 varieties of strawberry in here, and then a couple of borage plants just at the edge. Borage being quite a nice companion for strawberries. I'm just looking and I see that we've had something munching. These daffodils are over now. This pot will be replenished with some flowers, I think. Maybe some zinnias or some sunflowers. And then here we've got the pea bed. So Hearst green shaft peas along the back. Then at the front we've got some radishes, some of which got a bit chomped, had a small harvest, and I'll be able to harvest the ones at the back there, at the end there. And then I've just popped in some more winter density lettuce just to fill in the space. I'm looking at this row and I think I could have made it a bit more densely planted with these peas. Actually, the rest of the Hearst green shaft are in another bed. What I'll try and do, I think I've got some seeds left, I'll pop some seeds in and just get a sort of successional sowing there. Here's one of 2 pots of dwarf French beans I have out. I've actually had these out for a week or 2 now. Probably a bit early, but they seem to be doing okay. And we're not getting frosts now. And behind we've got a nice lupin with some bellis around. A little bit of colour here. And then if I swing round, onions, onions, onions. So these were spares that I put into pots. And then we've got checkmate garlic, which I don't know whether it's doing as well this year as it has done. First year in this bed, obviously. And then we've got some spring sown onions and also some overwintered onions. That's an overwintered one. That's probably my best one to date. I'm rubbish at growing onions. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. And the smaller ones here are the spring sown from, well, it's actually sets that I got. So we'll see how they are. And there was a couple of spare beetroot, so there's a couple of beetroot in there as well. The girls are out and about. Hello. In case you're wondering, I do have to get the old protection over things. So here's the other Hurst green shaft. You'll see I've got a little net over them at the moment until they're a bit bigger. And there we can see another nice row of Hurst green shaft peas. The garden is taking shape, but there's still a lot of mess. So you'll need to accept my apologies. There's just only so many hours in the day and the weekend to spend getting this in order. I planted these lovely tulips in the autumn. Nice and bright. Oh, hang on. Chicken in the strawberry bed. I haven't protected that. Hattie, out! Looks like I'm going to have to probably just put a little barrier of plastic mesh around the edge of this just to stop them getting in. Little cookies. And there is, just while I'm here, a lovely rose that was here when I came. So we'll see what that looks like. I think it might be red, I'm not sure. Here's some more of the tulips here. Now I've had a lovely happy coincidence. I put in these tulips, which are a beautiful deep pinky purple. And I knew there was an Aquilegia here, but how lucky am I? Look, the Aquilegia's pink as well. And this is just gorgeous together. So you've got the nice deep pinky purple tulips with the pinky purple Aquilegia behind. How lucky is that? Another Aquilegia here. I love Aquilegias. Now these are all, obviously these have been here for a while, but I'm not going to do anything about these. I love them here. And if I swing round, started these beds a couple of months ago. There's a couple of Aquilegia there again that were already growing here. And I put in some bellis just for an instant hit of colour. And then I put in some anemones, and we're now getting these flowering. This is a sort of pastel mix, I think they called it. So that's a gorgeous pinky red colour. Then we've got the more classic purple, and then a sort of purple and white at the back, and a sort of peachy colour there, and more to come up. So that's lovely. And then in the bed behind, I've now got 3 peonies, new. So 3 peonies along there, and then I've just popped some other things in the bed that I had. There was a couple of cosmos that had, out of my first batch I only got 2. I think these are white. And then we have got some nasturtiums round the edge. In this bed I'll just keep whacking in various flowers as and when the space allows. hanging baskets here with petunias and can't remember what they are now. Ugh. Anyway, trailing flowers. I'm going to take you into the chicken run because the chicken run is now an overflow polytunnel. So we've got a couple of peppers here. This is sweet pepper Robertina. Some more spinach growing there. The last two of my marshmallow strawberries. And there's some peas in here. Petit pois. Now this area here is where the chickens do a lot of scratching around, as well as our little lovely swing seat that we just sit and watch them. And I did put some things in the ground earlier on in the year, so I put a couple of hart's tongue ferns and a couple of heucheras. And other than one of the heucheras, well actually it's probably 3 heucheras and 2 hart's tongue ferns. One of the hart's tongue ferns really died back, but it's coming back. You can see it just there. And one of the heucheras went completely, but I've got 2 left. There's one here, a little bit protected at the moment while it recovers from the winter shock. And then there's another one up here. But what I'm doing in this area is I'm going to have, as well as things in the ground, I'm going to have pots of nice things. So here's a dahlia that is new to me. It is called Sarasota Joy. And here's another dahlia, and this one is creme de cognac. Unfortunately, I lost all my dahlias over winter. I just wasn't organised enough to get them out of pots. It's my fault, and I had a super array of dahlias. I'm really kicking myself. And the last little pot there is actually some giant parsley. Here's some more of the tulips. I just had a few left and I just popped them up here, looking nice in the sunshine. And as we come to the back, again, all a bit devastation here, a bit shrubby, but nice wildflowers. And then we come to the beehive. It's still quite early in the morning, so there's not a lot happening in the beehive front, but they're starting to come out and forage because it is going to be quite warm today. Yay! And in among yet more of the centaurea, we have my potatoes. So, I better not get you looking in the sun. Let's just move around here. So left to right we've got the earlies and second earlies, followed by the main crop being Picasso. So you can see they're a little bit behind. They went in maybe a couple of weeks after the others anyway, but you can see these guys are happy. And then the 5 pots down here are my potatoes as part of the single seed potato challenge. There's separate videos on that, hashtag SSPC 2023, and it's all about growing as many potatoes as you can from a single seed potato. So I've actually, from the single seed potato, got 5 plants so far. I've also got a cutting, so that'll make 6. So 6 pots of potatoes from 1 seed potato, and I'm going to see how many potatoes I harvest. Anyway, that's potatoes. Now you might be wondering what we have here. This is me being 1 impatient and 2 overflowing in the polytunnel. And actually what I've done is I've put out 3 tomato plants. So behind this fleece, if I just try and point down here, we've got 2 sun gold and 1 burlesque hybrid. And they're in pots, they're all set up to grow, but it was a little bit breezy yesterday afternoon, so I just wanted to give them a bit of protection, and I knew it was going to get to coolish temperatures at night. So yeah, we're going to see if we can keep them alive. I've got lots more, so if they do fail, it's not such a big deal, but yeah, hopefully they should be okay. Hello, Edith. This is down the length of the garden. Not much to see here except chickens and a very long hose pipe. Hello, Matilda. Here's one of my green men. I've got a few on trees. He's a wise old man by the looks of him, isn't he? If you just look over at the back there, you can see in that tree, I've actually got a cat, but also another green man, and then there's a green man at the right hand side in the right tree. Couple of hanging baskets starting to come to life. These were bought in flowers, but it's nice just to get an instant hit. Right, and if we just go up to the back of the garden now, whoops, oh, not quite actually, let's go here first to see my sweet pea TP. So initially when I put the sweet peas in, I had a sort of covering of fleece around the bottom of the TP to protect them, but they're fine now and they're tied into the bottom, and then they should be able to grow up themselves. We've got two varieties of sweet pea here, one called Lipstick, which is a reddy coloured sweet pea, and the other one, its name escapes me, but I think it's more of a mix. So we'll see how they go. And look at my hostas. These are hostas I brought with me. Lovely, lovely, and look at that. It's messy. The chickens have been in the edge of the border there, but it's good because they're raking out any weeds, they're raking out and eating sort of any slug eggs that they find and so on. And I just come along with a brush when I put the girls away, and it just brushes all back in really nicely. But they're a great maintenance crew. So I'm quite happy to have a little bit of mess occasionally, and I can just sweep it back in, and they do a great job, as you can see. I dug out the real pernicious weeds, and they have been keeping on top of the rest. Anyway, back to the hostas. So these are hostas that I brought with me, and they're looking great actually. A little bit, this one looks as if it really needs a new pot next year. They're split into two. This is one I've found at the back of the at the edge of the garden. There's still quite a lot of pots and things kicking about that I haven't really looked at, and I found 3 hostas yesterday. This is the bigger of the 3, and the other 2 are going to go into the front garden. So yeah, lovely, lovely. A bit disappointed with my hanging pots. Some of my hostas have come through, but some look as if they have popped their clogs, so to speak. So for example here, I can't actually see any hosta in there now, so I think I'm going to spoil myself at some point, but not just now, and get some little miniature hostas to pop into these pots again, because I do love having hostas in these pots. It keeps them away mostly from slugs and snails. Obviously they can crawl up, particularly snails can crawl up, but mostly it prevents them from getting eaten. It's quite sunny here right enough. I wonder if the hostas are going to hate the intense sunshine they'll get here, if we get intense sunshine. I'll just need to keep on top of watering, I think. Or I could always move those pots to another location, but I quite like this being my hosta corner. So yeah, lots of hostas, and I love hostas.